How's it going, everyone? Austin Honecker here. I just want to come on here for a while and give them a review for All Elite Wrestling's AEW Dynamite from last night, which was February 23rd, 2022. I gotta say, it was awesome from start to finish. For the matches, match 1, it was a tag team battle royale to determine one half of the number 1 contenders to face the Jurassic Express, which are Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus, for the AEW tag team titles in a 3-way tag team match at Revolution. And the contestants in the match were the Dark Order, which are John Silver and Alex Reynolds, the Gun Club, which are Austin and Colton Gunn, 2.0, which are Matt Lee and Jeff Parker, the Young Bucks, which are Matt and Nick Jackson, Private Party, which are Isaiah Cassidy and Mark Quinn, the Butcher and the Blade, Proud and Powerful, which are Santana and Ortiz, FTR, which are Dax Harwood and Cash Wheeler, Red Dragon, which are Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish, and the Best Friends, which are Trent Beretta and Chuck Taylor. Now, the Tag Team Battle Royale, that was a great match, but the ending to it, Red Dragon, which are Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish, went over, cause Kyle O'Reilly lastly eliminated Matt Jackson. Now, before the match, the Jurassic Express, which are Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus, along with Christian Cage, came out and had chairs and sat on the stage to watch the match and everything. That was cool. And after the match, the Young Bucks, which are Matt and Nick Jackson, came into the ring as Red Dragon, which are Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish, were celebrating their victory. The Young Bucks Red Dragon, which are Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish, celebrated their victory. The Young Bucks, which are Matt and Nick Jackson, came into the ring as Red Dragon were celebrating, and the Young Bucks and Red Dragon, they were bickering and fussing back and forth and everything, and then Hangman Page came out, and Hangman Page beat the shit out of both Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish and threw him out of the ring and everything, and the Young Bucks didn't even bat an eye. They just sat there and let Hangman Page beat the shit out of Red Dragon. Well, as Hangman Page beat the shit out of Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish, and the Young Bucks, Matt and Nick Jackson, retreated, Adam Cole came out to the ring and was getting ready to attack Hangman Page from behind, but Hangman Page ended up beating the shit out of Adam Cole, and as Hangman Page was going for the buckshot lariat to Adam Cole, Red Dragon pulled Adam Cole out of the ring, and then John Silver got on the done a tope Oconero off the apron onto Red Dragon, laying them out, and then after that happened, Hangman Page got on the microphone and said, "Who wants to hear story time with Adam Page, baby?" And then Adam Cole and Red Dragon were outside the ring looking on, and John Silver got in the ring with Hangman Page. Well, Hangman Page was saying, once upon a time in 2008, there was a spoiled little prick named Adam Cole. He broke into the business. He broke into the business of professional wrestling. He's won every championship in every promotion there is. But he's never been a champion here in AEW, and he's never going to be a champion in AEW, because at Revolution, Adam Cole is going to get his ass beat by myself, Hangman Adam Page. I'm going to hit him with the buckshot, and I'm going to dig a hole 6 feet above the ground. I'm going to knock him in it, and I'm going to bury him in it. And Hangman Page continued to talk more shit towards Adam Cole and everything as well. That was cool. Match 2, it was the Death Triangle, which are Pac and Penta Oscuro, versus the House of Black, which are Malachi Black and Brody King. That was a great match, but the ending to it, the Death Triangle went over because Penta Oscuro pinned Malachi Black with a roll-up. Well, after the match, Brody King attacked both Penta Oscuro and Pac and beat the shit out of them, and Malachi Black ended up beating the shit out of Alex Abrahantes, and after Malachi Black beat the shit out of Alex Abrahantes, Malachi Black took the shovel, got in the ring, and as Malachi Black and Brody King were standing tall, Malachi Black was getting ready to jab the shovel into Penta Oscuro's throat, but the lights went out. Then the lights came back on, and Buddy Matthews appeared, and Brody King was just standing there looking on, but Malachi Black went down on his ass, and Malachi Black was begging Buddy Matthews to back up and everything, and then Buddy Matthews acted like he was going to attack Malachi Black, but instead Buddy Matthews attacked Pac with the bicycle kick, and then Buddy Matthews got on top of Penta Oscuro and beat the shit out of him, and then the security came out, but as the security came out, Brody King attacked the security and beat the shit out of them, and then Malachi Black got a steel chair, and Malachi Black ordered Buddy Matthews to curb stomp Penta Oscuro's head in, so Buddy Matthews executed the curb stomp to Penta Oscuro on a steel chair. And after that happened, the House of Black, which are Malachi Black, Brody King, and Buddy Matthews, stood tall, and then the lights went out, and as the lights came back on, Penta Oscuro got in the ring got back in the ring with Penta Oscuro and Pac, which are the Death Triangle, which are Pac and Penta Oscuro, were in the ring laying out and everything. That was cool. Now, I did forget before the match, the Death Triangle, which are Pac and Penta Oscuro, and the House of Black, which are Malachi Black and Brody King, ended up in a brawl and beat the shit out of each other before the match started and everything. That was cool. Match 3, it was Ricky Starks versus 10 in a Face of the Revolution qualifying match. That was a great match, but the ending to it, Ricky Starks went over with the spear. Match 4, it was Jade Cargill versus the Bunny for the TBS Women's title. That was a great match, but the ending to it, Jade Cargill went over and retained the TBS Women's title with the Jaded. Now, after the match, Tony Schiavone got in the ring and attempted and interviewed Jade Cargill, and Tony Schiavone brought up about Jade Cargill now being 28-0, and then Jade Cargill took the microphone and said, "Cut the shit, Tony. Yes, I am now 28-0, but soon I'll be 30-0, then I'll be 50-0. Now, I've went through every woman in AEW's women's division. Who's left? Who's next? Or I should say, who's left?" And then, well, Ty Conti came out and had a microphone, and Ty Conti was saying, "Hello, Jade. You want to know who's next or who's left? Well, I'm going to tell you. I'm not next. I'm not left. Because I am the one who's going to beat your ass, bitch." And then Ty Conti ran down to the ring and was getting ready to beat the shit out of Jade Cargill. Well, Ty Conti did attack Jade Cargill with some forearm shots and everything, and then before Ty Conti could attack Jade Cargill, the Bunny attacked Ty Conti from behind, and then Ty Conti ended up beating the shit out of the Bunny and executed the Ty KO, and Ty Conti laid the Bunny out. And then Jade Cargill attacked Ty Conti with a pump kick. And Jade Cargill had Ty Conti by her hair and had the TBS women's title in her face and everything. And then Anna Jay came out with a steel chair getting ready to attack Jade Cargill, but Jade Cargill retreated, and Anna Jay Anna Jay ended up tending to Ty Conti and everything. That was cool. And that was after the match, by the way. And match 5, which was the main event, it was Bryan Danielson versus Daniel Garcia. That was a great match. But the ending to it, Bryan Danielson went over with the triangle sleeper. Now, after the match, Bryan Danielson got on the microphone and said, "Daniel Garcia, that's exactly what I wanted to see." And Bryan Danielson asked the crowd, he said, Is Daniel Garcia violent?" And before Bryan Danielson could talk anymore, 2.0, which are Matt Lee and Jeff Parker, came into the ring and attacked Bryan Danielson from behind and beat the shit out of him. And then Jon Moxley came out to the ring, and Jon Moxley ended up beating the shit out of 2.0 and threw Matt Lee and Jeff Parker of 2.0 out of the ring. Well, after Jon Moxley beat the shit out of 2.0, Daniel Garcia got a steel chair and tried to attack Jon Moxley, but Bryan Danielson took the steel chair out of Daniel Garcia's hands, and Daniel Garcia turned Jon Moxley around, and as Jon Moxley turned around, Jon Moxley executed the paradigm shift on Daniel Garcia and laid him out. And then after 2.0 and Daniel Garcia were laid out, Bryan Danielson got on the microphone, and Bryan Danielson and Jon Moxley got face to face, and Bryan Danielson got on the microphone and said, "Jon Moxley, you said last week you said we're not going to team together until we bleed together. Well, I'm going to tell you, I don't need a steel chair to make somebody bleed. Now, you want your match at Revolution? You got it. Because now, you're not the only... Now, I'm going to tell you, I'm not going to be the one bleeding because you're the one that's going to be the one to bleed. So see you at Revolution, Mox. And then Bryan Danielson and Jon Moxley stared each other down and everything, got in each other's faces and stared each other down and everything. That was cool. Now, besides the matches, Now, besides the matches, Tony Schiavone interviewed Bryan Danielson, and Tony Schiavone brought up about Bryan Danielson going up against Daniel Garcia later on and everything, and then Bryan Danielson was saying, "That's right, Tony. Later on, I will be facing Daniel Garcia, and I'm going to tell you right now, Daniel Garcia, he reminds me of a young me, but he's surrounding himself with the crowd of losers like 2.0, which are Matt Lee and Jeff Parker." And then Bryan Danielson was saying, and 2.0, and Daniel Garcia, I know he can do better than that, because 2.0 have not mentored Daniel Garcia the right way, because I, for one, have been trained by William Regal, and I was trained the right way. And I will say this, Daniel Garcia, he's not had the right mentorship from 2.0. And tonight, I will show him what violence is all about and everything. That was cool. MJF came out to the ring and had a microphone and cut a promo, and MJF was talking about how CM Punk showed him the picture of him at 11 years old meeting CM Punk, and MJF was talking about how CM Punk said that was just another Friday to him, and then MJF was talking about how that wasn't another Friday to him, because that night meant a lot to him because he got to meet his hero, CM Punk. Well, MJF was talking about how he grew up and everything, and MJF was talking about how he has ADD, which is attention deficit disorder, and talked about how he was bullied in school and how he played football in school, and how the football team bullied him because he was Jewish and he was small and everything. And then MJF was talking about how MJF was talking about how professional wrestling changed his life, and how he loved professional wrestling, and how he loved AEW and everything. And then MJF was talking about how CM Punk, how in 2013 he went to college and because he got football scholarships and everything. Well, he turned the scholarships down, but then went to college instead. And then MJF was talking about how 2014 CM Punk left the business and everything, and then talked about how CM Punk betrayed him and everything as well. And MJF was also talking about how CM Punk claimed himself to be the best in the world, which he was then, but after he left the business and betrayed him for 7 years, he's no longer the best in the world. And then MJF was going on and on about it, and MJF was saying to CM Punk, "I'm better than you, and you know it." And then CM Punk came out to the ring, and CM Punk asked MJF, "Is that real? Is that true?" And MJF said, "Yes, it's true." Well, MJF left the ring and went backstage, and CM Punk was in the ring standing. CM Punk was still in the ring and stood tall and everything. That was cool. Tony Schiavone interviewed Daniel Garcia and 2.0, which are Matt Lee and Jeff Parker, and Tony Chavanni brought up to 2.0 and Daniel Garcia, saying earlier on, Bryan Danielson said to you 2.0 that you've not gave Daniel Garcia the right... Well, Tony Schiavone interviewed Daniel Garcia and 2.0, which are Matt Lee and Jeff Parker. Well, Tony Schiavone brought up to 2.0 saying, Matt Lee and Jeff Parker, earlier on, Bryan Danielson was saying that you two have not given Daniel Garcia the right mentorship. Jeff Parker was saying, Bryan Danielson, you want to sit there and say that Matt Lee and I have not given Daniel Garcia the right mentorship? Well, and then you want to sit there and want to take him away from us? Well, it's not. Well, newsflash for you, Bryan Danielson, it's not going to happen. Then Matt Lee was saying, Bryan Danielson, we don't give a shit what you and Jon Moxley stand for. We don't give a shit if you like violence. We don't give a shit what you think of us. And we also don't give a shit about what you say about our mentorship to Daniel Garcia, because in mine and Jeff Parker's eyes, we have given the right mentorship to Daniel Garcia. And the more you keep running your mouth, the more we're going to kick your ass and everything. And then Daniel Garcia was saying, Bryan Danielson, you want violence? Well, you got it. And everything. That was cool. AEW aired a video package of the build-up of the ongoing feud between Britt Baker and Thunder Rosa for the AEW Women's title and everything. That was cool. Um, give me a second. Sorry about that. Eddie Kingston and Chris Jericho both came out. Well, Eddie Kingston came out to the ring, and Chris Jericho came out to the ring, and there was security already in the ring before Eddie Kingston and Chris Jericho got into the ring. Well, as soon as Chris Jericho and Eddie Kingston got in the ring, they had a face-to-face confrontation. Well, Eddie Kingston they were having a face-to-face confrontation. Well, Eddie Kingston was saying, "What's this shit?" Chris Jericho said, I asked for security so that we wouldn't fight tonight." And Eddie Kingston was talking shit to Chris Jericho, and then Chris Jericho was talking shit towards Eddie Kingston, and then Chris Jericho was talking about how Eddie Kingston was a failure and everything, and talked about how Eddie Kingston debuted in AEW, and talked about how he went up against Cody Rhodes and cut that promo, and talked about how he saw something in Eddie Kingston because that promo hit him hard and everything. And then Chris Chris Jericho was talking about how Eddie Kingston hit the big leagues at 38 years old because he's been an indie darling all of his career and everything. And then Eddie Kingston was going off and everything and about it. Well, Eddie Kingston was just sitting there and everything while Chris Jericho was talking shit. Well, Chris Jericho was saying, you know, Eddie, nobody is the leader in this company but the demo god, Le Champion, Chris Jericho. And I'm always going to be the leader of AEW. And then Chris Jericho was saying how Eddie Kingston was a failure and how he was just like his dad and his uncle being a failure and everything. And then Chris Jericho was talking shit towards Eddie Kingston. And then Chris Jericho was saying to Eddie Kingston, you hit the big leagues at 38 years old. Well, I hit the big leagues at 22 years old. Well, Eddie Kingston brought up to Chris Jericho that this is a wrestling company, not a sports entertainment company. Well, Chris Jericho was saying, at 22 years old, I already made it in the big leagues. I won titles. I main evented big revenues. I done it all, Eddie. But it took you 38 years to get in the big leagues. And you haven't won nothing. And you're not going to win nothing. Because you are nothing. And then Eddie Kingston was talking shit, saying, well, the only reason you got anywhere, Chris, is because you kissed ass. And I, for one, didn't get anywhere until I was 38 years old because I'm not one of those type of carny pieces of shit ass kissers that swindle the promoter into getting my way all the time. And then Chris Jericho and Eddie Kingston continued to bicker and everything. And then Chris Jericho was saying, Eddie Kingston, you want to fight me at Revolution? Well, you got it. Then Eddie Kingston was saying, all right, Chris, that's fine with me. Now, don't bring me the Chris Jericho that got his ass beat by Orange Cassidy in the Mimosa match. Don't bring me the Chris Jericho that got pushed off a cage by MJF. Bring me the Chris Jericho that Tenryu fought. Bring me the Chris Jericho that's a badass. Bring me the Chris Jericho that your good friend Paul Levesque hated. And everything. And then Chris Jericho was saying, you want that Chris Jericho? Well, you got it. And I will see you at Revolution, Junior. And then Chris Jericho was saying, now hit my music. Well, Chris Jericho left the ring and Eddie Kingston stood in the ring along with the security looking on and everything. That was cool. The Andrade Hardy family office cut a the Andrade Hardy family office, which are Matt Hardy, Andrade El Idolo, Mark Quinn, and Isaiah Cassidy cut a promo, and Matt Hardy was talking about Matt Hardy was saying, Friday night, Andrade, you will be facing Sammy Guevara for the AEW TNT title. And I know for a fact you're going to beat Sammy Guevara and you're going to be the AEW TNT champion and you're going to bring it to the AHFO. And then Matt Hardy was saying, so prove to me that you can get the job done. Because on Monday night on Elevation, you had help from Isaiah Cassidy in beating and winning your all's match. And then Andrade El Idolo was saying, Matt, I don't need anybody to fight my battles. because I can take care of myself and everything. And then Matt Hardy was saying, I know, Andrade, I was just joking with you. And I will say, since Isaiah Cassidy won the match on Elevation, how about we do this? I want a trios match at Revolution. The soon-to-be AEW TNT champ Andrade El Idolo, Big Money Matt Hardy, and Isaiah Cassidy against Sting, Sammy Guevara, and Darby Allin in a first ever Trios Tornado Tag Team match. And Andrade El Idolo was saying, I like it, and everything, and then, and everything. That was cool. Red Dragon, Adam Cole and Red Dragon, which are Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish, were backstage cutting a promo, and Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish were gloating on about how they won the Casino Tag Team Battle Royale and everything, and then the Young Bucks, which are Matt and Nick Jackson, came along, and they were bickering and everything, and so they were bitching about what happened and everything, and so the Young Bucks and Red Dragon were fussing and bickering back and forth, and then Adam Cole got in between them and stopped them. Well, the Young Bucks were saying, Matt Jackson was saying, they're right. Next week, because Red Dragon during the bickering, during the bickering, Red Dragon told the Young Bucks, you have another chance next week in the Casino Tag Team Royale. But Red Dragon and the Young Bucks were bickering and everything, and then the Young Bucks were saying, Matt Jackson was saying, they're right, Nick. We do have another chance in the Casino Tag Team Royale. And once we win the Casino Tag Team Royale, we're going to kick both your asses in that three-way tag team match. Not only are we going to win the AEW tag team titles, but we're going to kick both your asses and everything. And then the Young Bucks left, and then Adam Cole was saying to Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish, Kyle, Bobby, for the love of God, stop. Because I already have enough on my plate the way it is with the AEW Championship. I don't need this bullshit on top of it. And Adam Cole, and then Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish were complaining about it, and then Adam Cole was saying, guys, we're all team. Please, just get along with the Young Bucks, because I've had it up to here with it all and everything. And then Kyle O'Reilly instructed Brandon Cutler to shut off the video camera and everything. That was cool. Alex Marvez interviewed Keith Lee, and Alex Marvez brought up to Keith Lee saying, Keith Lee, 2 weeks ago, you made your debut in AEW, and you beat Isaiah Cassidy to qualify in the Face of the Revolution ladder match. So now you move up the ladder, you're going to be in the Face of the Revolution ladder match, and not only are you in it, but Wardlow is in it, Powerhouse Hobbs is in it, and Ricky Starks is in it. What's your thoughts? Keith Lee said, well, substantially, I'm in it. I'm in the match. Wardlow's in the match. Powerhouse Hobbs is in the match, and Ricky Starks is in the match. And substantially, Ricky Starks is the only one I know. Well, Team Taz, which are Ricky Starks and Powerhouse Hobbs came along. Team Taz, which are Ricky Starks and Powerhouse Hobbs, interrupted the interview that Alex Marvez was conducting with Keith Lee, and Ricky Starks was saying, "Yeah, substantially, Keith. Now, Keith Lee, we go way back, and we do know each other, but this is a different company and a different time. This is AEW. You start all over." And Ricky Starks was continuing to talk more shit towards Keith Lee, and then Keith Lee and Powerhouse Hobbs got in each other's face. Were getting face to face, staring each other down. And then Ricky Starks got in between Keith Lee and Powerhouse Hobbs, and Ricky Starks was saying, "All right, guys, let's not fight right now. Let's save it for Revolution." And so Team Taz, which are Ricky Starks and Powerhouse Hobbs, left, and Keith Lee was looking on and everything. That was cool. Now, besides all that, Jim Ross, Tony, Now, besides all that, Jim Ross, Tony Chavanni, and Excalibur done commentary throughout the whole show. They done awesome as usual. And Taz done guest commentary along with Jim Ross, Tony Schiavone, and Excalibur during the match between Ricky Starks versus 10 in a Face of the Revolution qualifying match. Taz done awesome as usual. And Taz done awesome as usual on guest commentary. The referees for the event were Mike Posey, Rick Knox, Paul Turner, Bryce Remsburg, and Aubrey Edwards. Oh, wait a minute. The referees for the event were Mike Posey, Rick Knox, Paul Turner, Bryce Remsburg, Stephon Smith, and Aubrey Edwards. Okay. Mike Posey, Rick Knox, Paul Turner, Bryce Remsburg, Stephon Smith, and Aubrey Edwards all refereed the Tag Team Battle Royale. Rick Knox refereed the match between the Death Triangle versus the House of Black. Bryce Remsburg refereed the match between Ricky Starks versus 10 in a Face of the Revolution qualifying match. Aubrey Edwards refereed the match between Jade Cargill versus the Bunny for the TBS Women's title. And Paul Turner refereed the match between Bryan Danielson versus Daniel Garcia. All the referees done awesome as usual. Now, the match card that's been announced for All Elite Wrestling's AEW Dynamite next week, it's going to be a tag team. The match card that's been announced for All Elite Wrestling's AEW Dynamite next week, it's going to be a casino tag team battle royale to determine the second half of the number one contenders for the AEW tag team titles to face the Jurassic Express, which are Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus, and Red Dragon, which are Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish, in a three-way tag team match for the AEW tag team titles at Revolution. And Hangman Page and the Dark Order, which are John Silver and Alex Reynolds, versus Adam Cole and Red Dragon, which are Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish. So, the match card that's been announced for All Elite Wrestling's AEW Dynamite next week looks like it's going to be awesome. Can't wait to see it. I'm looking forward to it. And the match card that's been announced the match card that's been announced for All Elite Wrestling's AEW Rampage tomorrow night, it's going to be Sammy Guevara versus Andrade El Idolo for the AEW TNT title. Orange Cassidy versus Anthony Bowens in a Face of the Revolution qualifying match. And Serena Deeb versus a local competitor in the Professor's 5-Minute Rookie Challenge. Now, besides the matches that have been announced, Britt Baker and Thunder Rosa will be having a contract signing for their match for the AEW Women's title at Revolution. So the match card for All Elite Wrestling's AEW Rampage tomorrow night looks like it's going to be awesome. Can't wait to see it. Looking forward to it. And the match card that's been announced so far for AEW's pay-per-view event Revolution, it's going to be Hangman Page versus Adam Cole for the AEW title. The Jurassic Express, which are Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus, versus Red Dragon, which are Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish, versus the winners of the Casino Tag Team Royale in a 3-way tag team match for the AEW tag team titles. Britt Baker versus Thunder Rosa for the AEW women's title. CM Punk, a Face of the Revolution ladder match to determine the number 1 contender for the AEW TNT title. And the contestants in the match so far are Keith Lee, Wardlow, Powerhouse Hobbs, and Ricky Starks. CM Punk versus MJF in a dog collar match. And Chris Jericho versus Eddie Kingston. So the match card for AEW's pay-per-view event Revolution so far looks like it's going to be awesome. Can't wait to see it. Looking forward to it. But anyway, I just wanted to come on here for a while and give them a review for All Elite Wrestling's AEW Dynamite from last night, which was February 23rd, 2022. Like I said, it was awesome from start to finish. And with that being said, my name is Austin Honecker, and I will catch your ass down the road. Peace out.